Back again on the Patreon, doing a little bit of AFKing on the side, trying to get my Slayer up right now for the next video, pushing that Slayer up to about 91, so doing pretty good. But as for me, PM and one of my buddies as well. But what we want to talk about are the updates today. As far as what we got this week, a good bit actually. I was prepared for maybe like one or two things, really didn't know everything that was coming on in. But the first one, most important, equipment rebalancing ranged meta. So in our last equipment rebalancing blog, we discussed the splitting the process into 4 releases. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, talked about all that before. How things currently stand. Oh boy, the blowpipe. It's no secret that blowpipe is strong. Here's why it's so popular. I know why it's popular, but I mean, come on. Never a bad weapon to use, as very versatile special, as very obtainable, it's among the fastest attacking weapons, the upkeep cost isn't that high, it is kind of high, it was. It's the only ranged weapon which can compete with the twisted bow, yeah, that's true. Okay, yeah. The only ones that outperform it, Dragon Hunter, twisted bow, Armadillo crossbow, and Chinchompas. That's very true, but I mean, that's good, 4 or 5 things, it's still a lot, right? I mean, okay, so yeah, and then the twisted bow, when used against creatures with high magic level, twisted bow strongest. All right, they're just giving me an idea of how this all like lays out. Yeah, I get that. Twisted bow is significantly worse than almost any other alternative ranged weapon if the creature has low magic level. That is very true. It is not good at all. Very bad. The ballista is not good at all, which I don't know if it needs to be good though. But yeah, I mean, they got a point. Crystal bow, again, I'm not sure if it really needs to be good, but I guess they are trying to give it a little bit more use. And then standard crossbows, I think the real opportunity with standard crossbows would be just having like cooler new bolts that have like better stats and enhanced special attacks. I think that'd be the way to go about it, but that takes some deep thought in making sure the game isn't broken by each thing you introduce, which is hard for them to do. The Carol's crossbow, that shouldn't even be in this. Magic bows, all right, whatever. Yeah, magic bows are actually a little OP whenever you put all this list together. Room for growth. The tier 70 range meta has a lot of options. Indeed, nerf the toxic blowpipe so we can introduce more range items. Create a new tier above the toxic blowpipe. This would unavoidably result in power creep for what one is. Okay, I see. But yeah, I mean, you do what you gotta do. Our previous proposal. Where's their new proposal? Do they just talk about how they're gonna change it? All right, still a lot of scrolling, dude. Just trying to see what we got. What was it? Well, I guess we read through it before. The intention was to make dart choice more important. Yeah, that is what they were going for, kind of upping all of that. These changes, okay. What worked? Darts became a more important factor. It created a larger gap between the blowpipe and twisted bow, which is good. It created, well, in my opinion, it created space for diversity in the range meta, and it gave the toxic blowpipe a clear identity. It was the best weapon against low defense targets. Still good. That's what it should be. That's what it's always been, I guess. Not to as high as an extent as it should have been. What didn't work? The power level between those who owned a T-boat? No, it's not. No, of course it's gonna. Oh, stop that. The noobs are mad, of course. Okay, whatever. Despite its identity as the best weapon against low defense targets, it would still be best against medium defense targets? Oh my gosh, so they're gonna have to, nerf it more? Whilst the range meta changed, it didn't really change by enough to make the noticeable immediate impact, especially towards the endgame content. It was still mostly revolved around either the blowpipe. Oh god, so they're basically saying these weapons are too OP. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's tough. I've seen the T-bow has dropped a little bit in price, so I guess I could see why when these are the sentiments that they have. Changes essentially nerf the player rather than the weapon. What? Okay, because there was no other choices. Yeah, no, that's true. That's a problem with all this, is they're not going to make the other weapons good enough, so all of the content that we're doing that's based around these high-level weapons is going to be much harder to do. I don't think that people are ready for that, unless Jax actually makes these things better. Even after buffing the crystal armor, the crystal bow would remain uncompetitive. So basically, yeah, it's going to take a lot of tinkering, which is really what all this is. I don't know why they can never do this in-house or why they don't have people that can figure this stuff out themselves. I think that's where they really have to kind of cater their content, honestly. They focus way too much on updates, looks, all this random shit. Just have a good crew of people that can actually test and figure out what shit works and what doesn't. Like, oh my goodness. Instead, they just use the community to do it, just like they use the community to get Runelight. Just, that's stupid. Okay, range damage types, piercing, bludgeoning, magic. Oh, one pot. That's bad. Don't do that. Ew. I'm leaving. Special boss mechanics. Another suggestion was to introduce unique mechanics for bosses and creatures that would limit the effectiveness of blowpipe. Just nerf the weapons or make the other ones better. It's not that hard. Rebalancing old content. There you go. That's the one that's really short that they don't want to talk about, but that's the real one. Oh, that would be the real one. Oh my goodness. Why don't we just ban the bots? No, okay. Don't put that in here. Damn it, dude. Why they put this in here? No one's saying just ban the bots and blowpipe won't be cheap. Zora's gonna get farmed non-stop. It's always gonna be cheap. The only people that are saying that are stupid people, and they're just basically writing up a stupid suggestion just so they can shoot it down and be like, see, idiots? Not our fault. What the fuck? No, the bots are still a problem. That's an awful thing to add. I hate ew. I hate it. Oh, what is this? Oh, what is this? Well, shit. That's a pretty cool graphic. I have to save this for later. You can't really see it, I guess, because the recording screen, but promise, it's cool. Kind of shows, like, basically where everything stands, which is a nice thing to see. But moving forward, if you're still with us all after this information, then very well done. Hey, most certainly, command. Okay, yeah. Just let me go, please, for the love of God. So basically, another survey. See, and this is what I'm talking about. Look at all those mods down there, and we can't get enough to figure out like what's balanced and how to actually balance out a game. I mean, I understand you got to run stuff by the players, but when none of the metas seemed to work out the way that you were planning, and everything just ended up still being the same thing, just weaker. How could you not have seen that coming? Alright, so other stuff, fishing trawler improvements and equipment rebalance. Well, wait, okay. Well, we did the equipment rebalance thing, so I think we're good there, I don't know. Fishing trawler, game time and lobby, I think we seen some about that. Game time has been halved, which is nice. Angler's outfit has been changed from 1:8 to 1:12 to reflect the shorter game time, but ultimately the lesser time is still better because it should be 1:16 if it's truly to be even, so that's nice. I was thinking about making a guide for that, so that is nice to have that little update before then. Contributor meter, okay, taking place. I thought that was always there. Simulator system, winter type game, silly Philip, okay. Oh, that's always there. I don't know what happened, what changed. I don't know. What's going on? Are they just like, are they showing me what that place is all about? Okay. I think they're just showing me what the place is all about. As if I'm a noob that doesn't know. I think. They're putting out a guide. Equipment rebalance part 1. Yeah, all the weird rune stuff that they feel is not actively balanced. They're going to try to mess around with that. We've all read through this before. Well, I've read through it before, but uploaded it in a case in which you guys couldn't read it. So ultimately, I think, just as an overview, I think the rune stuff is probably good. I really don't understand why they have to go back and rebalance it, because, like, who's using this type of stuff? But maybe once they start to introduce, like, endgame type armors, they can more accurately fit them into the metas, is what I'm hoping is what they're trying to get out of this. I really don't get it. Twisted bow, prayer bonus, I'm all about reducing that. There's no point. Dragonstone gauntlets, I don't understand why anything's happening there other than, I guess, just some more of the equipment stuff. The dragon bow necklace and the bone crusher necklaces, I've heard, basically still are pretty useless. And Basilisk Knights have lost their special attacks, although the superiors still retain it. These attacks can no longer be fully broken by auto-retaliating with range. Well, okay, that's fair, because with range, okay, well that's good to know, because I was actually going to make a guide on that as well soon. So lots of guides I'm getting updates for here. I like that. But yeah, that's fair. I mean, basically, whenever you were killing these, you'd get frozen sometimes, and the auto retaliate would just attack back. And so essentially, their freeze thing wouldn't do anything. But that makes sense. They just got rid of it, and also that they added it to the superior because it gives it a little something. Other than that, just extra news and whatnots, and still a couple more things. I actually haven't. Oh, that's a new quest and raid modes. Oh gosh. Pull 75 game improvements. Let's see what we got. What kind of improvements? Slayer. Dude, this is a long guy. Oh, wait, this is gonna be a big pull. I'm guessing this hasn't been pulled or anything. This is so many questions. Let's do it. I'm pumped. Let's see what we got. Question number 1: should we add the ability for Slayer or for players to store one Slayer task on their account for later? No. Ew. Wait. Yeah. Is this an old poll? I don't know. I feel like that's a question I've seen before. This might be an old poll. I don't know. Let me see endgame. I'm gonna go to a bank real quick while we're here. Should we redesign the current Slayer helm to propose? Yes, I like that. I like the change to more like accurately represent what it's going for and give it a little bit of variation. Everything else before is just basically copy pasta. So I'm all about a little variation in it. Let me see this poll booth real quick. See what it's all about. Doop. All right, so yeah, this is going to be, I guess, what comes out next, because 74 was the last one that was out. All right, so poll question 3. Should a unique animation be added for both Hydra's range and magic attack styles, adding an alternate way of identifying? Yeah, I'd be a big fan of that. That place sucks. Should each respirator dealt with during an encounter of Abyssal Sire grant 50 Slayer XP? Yes, please make that place quicker. It's terrible. It's so bad. I'm still not gonna go there, but if anyone goes there, they deserve it. Let's talk about spawning Konar. Okay, should more Bloodfeld spawn in the God Wars dungeon? Yeah, that place is terrible. Well, I mean, I guess it's nice. These places don't, I guess, need to be catered towards it, but it doesn't really matter what's down there. I don't think people really care. Should we add a Dust Devil area under the Caridon Desert with Slayer assignment required? That would be cool. Yeah, because there's no real place to kill Dust Devils, so other than, yeah, down below, which isn't bad, but it's not really designed for Slayer, I guess. Sculpt the Wyvern shortcut, please. It should have been in the game so long ago. The shortcut they're offering so bad, but I guess I don't really know how else you get over there unless you like crawl through the ladder into the back of the cave, which would be a little OP, and maybe they'd have to make it like too high level to make people really care. But if you like crank that up to 80 or something, or like 85 and made it a really good shortcut, I mean, I'd be a fan, but I'm also really high agility, so I'm biased. Should we add a skeletal wyvern? Okay, I already read that. Dang it. Should we? Should fishing explosives awaken the boss kraken and all its tentacles simultaneously? No, I don't think so. There's no real point in that. Should we add a quick right-click option to board the Zulrah boat? Yeah, that makes sense. Should the amount of potential Zulrah assigned on task be increased from 15 to 35? Yes, Zulrah sucks. Stop trying to nerf it. I never get a task of it anyways. Why does it matter? Should we remove the damage from the orbs, energy spheres, and grotesque guardians when correctly absorbed? Sure, that place is terrible. Anything to make it easy. It's so bad. Should a visual cue be added to the grotesque guardians show where the stuns land? Sure. Again, I'm not too certain, but I'm a fan. I don't know anything about Corp and points, reheal. I don't know anything about Gauntlet. I can't give you anything on this. Really, anything worthwhile, I would just skip those personally. Raids, ooh. Should we change the current points, scaling, rounding system, and chambers to award points to players more accurately? Why would I say no? Like, what kind of question is that? Should we make the system better? It's like, what do you mean by better? Sure, like, of course. What? Should players be allowed to uncap the difficulty of chambers to the highest difficulty? Maybe they're saying, like, scale it? If so, then yeah, I think the whole alts to scale things just too sweaty and too absurd, and ultimately just feeds Jags' pockets, so maybe they like it. I'd be a fan if they just got rid of it, but I don't know if they want to. Should we add a default chest in chambers which allows players to store 25 items the moment the raid starts? No, that's stupid. Should the current limit of players who get rare drops in chambers be increased from 3 to 6? I don't even know what that means. rare drops. I don't know what they're limiting. Because I mean, you're only getting one drop at the end. The only thing I care about, I guess. Should herb patches in the chambers of Xeric scale linearly with raid size to make them live longer in larger groups? Yes, that makes a lot of sense. Should we add a way to cure poison using herbs in chambers of Xeric? Yeah, it makes sense to me. I don't see why not. Have an anti-poison. Seems like it should have been there a while ago, I guess. Should we add an iron pickaxe spawn? Sure. Should players be able to use any icy spell to help clear the flame wall in Olm's special attack? I don't know how I feel. I mean, I guess it doesn't really do too much, but sure. In challenge mode, should we remove the 50% additional stats? I don't know anything about challenge mode. I can't answer challenge mode stuff. I'm a normie. Should vanguards take damage as they transition? See, that type of stuff's just like, do we want to get this done quicker and make the prices of all this cheaper and just get it over with? Like, nah, no, I don't care. Just let it be as is. Should players be allowed to say a special attack entering and exiting chambers of Xeric? I guess. I don't really know I don't know why that's a problem. Same thing with theater. I don't know why it's a problem. Theater of Blood. Oh, baby. And the Inferno. I really don't know much about the Inferno, though, so again, can't help there. Should we reduce the variance and locations for the spawns of Maiden in the Theater of Blood? And should we also reward players for successfully dodging the blood by only spawning a maximum of 1 blood spawn? Yes, that place is hectic as shit, and honestly, RNG can just absolutely destroy you. And that's what they're saying here. We've heard that players currently feel punished by RNG of the blood spawns. Yeah, it's just, you can't do anything. If there was a way to like make it better or worse, it'd be cool, but it's just, sometimes, you know, like 2 or 3 blood spawns spawn around you, and basically they just drag blood everywhere, and if you get hit by them, they just start sapping you like 20 damage every tick. So my hardcore could die just because of RNG, and I don't like that. Should Inferno bats stop draining? I don't know anything about that, see. Should regular Nilocus damage count towards MVP participation? Yeah, I don't see why not. That makes sense too. With that, should players be allowed to a means to activate another player's Theater of Blood teleport remotely? What? If someone else is scared for you, they can hit the back out button or something? I don't know. No thanks. Should we allow the party to reorder their party via party board and Theater of Blood lobby? Yeah, sure. That makes sense. Just easier ability. Yeah. Filter to find clanmates and other people more quickly. I'm all about it. And then finally, some kind of random ones. Let's see what we got. Should the Skull Scepter Eye be able to auto-cast Crumble Undead? That sounds pretty cool. I'd be about it. I've never made one because I've never had a reason. So, well, maybe I have. I don't remember because it's terrible. Should we allow players the ability to disable the initial message box when entering a Barrows tunnel? Yes. Well, but you don't know if you want to go in it or not. I don't know how that works. Should we add an orange and blue transmog to distractness via the method described? No. All these boss variations for no reason. Not a big fan. I don't know. Zealot robes provide a prayer bonus which is slightly higher than monk's robes. Should they? Sure. Give them a use, I guess. Players who have already achieved 99 prayer. Okay. Should turn off Dagonoth Bones perk. Turn off Dagonoth? What? Via the... Okay, I mean, sure. I don't see why not. I don't know why I'd want to, but okay. Oh, for the prayer and maybe of whatnots of that, I guess. Bone Crusher be able to crush bones by the NPCs mentioned in the blog post. So basically other things that it doesn't already that it probably should. Yes, that would make sense. I would be all about it. Ash Sanctifier. This would allow players to cleanse demonic ashes in a familiar or similar fashion to the way the Bone Crusher works with bones. Yeah, I've seen that before mentioned. All about it. Basically, a Tome of Water buff definitely needed. It's pretty bad. Shooting Star. Should we increase Shooting Star XP to amount shown? About 20%. If anyone's clamoring for it, I'm for it. I haven't done any, but see, I don't know how this would work out, like rate-wise, but I'm here for it. And then should we add padlock sprites to the mobile and desktop interface to show players where a non-skill requirement for a spell has not been met? That's actually pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, mobile people might need a little, they probably need more hand-holding or something. If you want to throw it on, sure, I'm all about it. But yeah, that's going to be it, I guess, as far as these updates. Not too bad. I like the poll for the most part. I'll definitely make sure to have my voice heard and see what it's all about. But yeah, a lot of good stuff. I'm glad for a lot of the kind of improvements and whatnot. It's a lot better than putting our time and energy elsewhere. So hopefully you enjoyed. Do it again soon, and peace.